communities. Hi, I'm Layden from Layden's Hollow. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd just talk a little bit about picking a stud to breed with your female. Now, these are all my opinions. These are not, I'm not telling you this is what you need to do, but these are some of the things that I would suggest that you do. It really depends a lot on what your intentions are for dogs. Are you selling them as LGD dogs, or the puppies, I should say, or are you planning on selling them as pets? That is a pretty different customer that you're going to be catering to. So yeah, let's just get down to it. Okay, the first thing is DNA test, genetic test on a potential stud would probably be a good idea. Now, most people think that, a genetic test and a DNA test are, 100%. Well, they're not. They give you a really good idea. I always suggest, like, if you're going to be studying your female out and you want to make sure that you're getting the best stud that you can find, I would recommend having a DNA test done and a genetic test done to make sure he's healthy. They can pretty much tell you certain things, but I mean, none of it's 100%. A lot of people believe that it is, but that's definitely not true. Okay. Now, the other thing is if you're going to breed your female, you, as a owner, should spend some time with the stud first. Some of the things that you need to watch for with the stud is make sure he's got a nice walk, a gant. He's not limping or walking partly sideways. He's in a nice straight line when he's walking. You just got to kind of pay attention to a lot of those little small details. Some of the other things that you really need to pay attention to is if he's skittish or timid. You definitely do not want that trait in a Great Pyrenees, because a timid and skittish dog can become aggressive. I'm not saying they will. It's possible that they could become aggressive quicker than a bulldog, than a dog that's bold. Right? Because the last thing you want is a skittish dog in a Great Pyrenees. Now, and the other thing is you don't want an aggressive dog. Now, there's a difference between a bold dog and an aggressive dog. A bold dog stands its ground and won't back away, and he's not afraid of things. An aggressive dog wants to attack, bite, and these things. You definitely don't want an aggressive dog. That is something you should never strive to achieve with a Great Pyrenees. They're a big dog. That's the other thing that you definitely need to look for in the dog, or in the stud, is size. You do not want a small Great Pyrenees, because there is a genetic problem in the breed that does. It's called dwarfism. You get a Great Pyrenees that's the size of a small collie. I've never seen one. I've heard about it, but I've never seen one. So, in my experience, I don't know if it's true or not, because I have never seen one. That's about the dog, the stud. Now, marketing dogs. For me, when I started breeding, my dogs were always sold before they were even born, because there was a high demand, and I was really the only one on the island that I live on, here on PEI Canada, that was breeding Great Pyrenees at the time. So the only thing that I've ever done is that I put a post on my Facebook page saying that my Great Pyrenees was pregnant. That was it, and then the puppies were sold. But now there's also, like, a few more places that you could post if you're in, like, a rural area and you're not, you don't have a good customer base. but I've been homesteading for years, so I have like a fairly strong following on my Facebook page. Is like feed stores, farm stores, friends, Twitter, Instagram, all these places. You can't really say you're selling the dogs on these channels. A lot of places, if you try to sell a dog, they actually want you to pay to do it. So I've never had to do these things because my dogs were always sold. But I suggest that would be a good way to start. But yeah, if you are serious about breeding, then you need to talk to a vet so you know the signs of when the female is actually pregnant. You need to learn how to take her temperature because a dog's temperature drops when she's having puppies. And when she's having her puppies, you need to be there. Period. No ands, ifs, buts about it. Because if she's having problems, you are responsible to get the vet or get your dog to the vet right away. Period. That's just something that's your responsibility if you want to breed dogs. And that's just the way it is. The first time my girl had puppies, I was up for over 30 hours. I never slept because I knew she was coming in heat. I took her temperature and did all this stuff. And because the temperature drops when they're having puppies. Like 2 weeks before she has her puppies, take her temperature. Make sure you know what her temperature is over a week. And then when she's like within 2 days or 3 days of having puppies, like on her due date, you want to take her temperature every day. You want to take it in the morning and take it in the evening. That way it gives you a better long-running temperature, and then you will know exactly the day that she's going to have her puppies. That's important. That's finding buyers. Now, like I say, finding studs, I've never had to find a stud because I've always had my own dog, which is Logan. He's a Great Pyrenees. He's a bit bigger than most of them. He's a big boy. Right now, he's a little thin because I've had him on a diet for the last month or so because he got a little chunky there for a while. Because when he was a puppy, we had a hell of a time getting him to eat food. But as he got older, now he just loves food. He'll eat anything. Always look at a Great Pyrenees fur. Their fur should be coarse, and they should have a very thick undercoat. Their head should be, the males' heads are usually a little more square than the females. They're much bigger. You want a dog. I don't worry about the barking part because when I sold my dogs, the people that I sold them to, I wanted to have as farmers or homesteaders that wanted their dogs. But now I did sell them to a couple people that were insistent, and they were very good people that just wanted them as pets. Now most of the people that I sold my dogs to live in the country, even the ones that have them as pets. Now when I first sold my first batch of puppies, I sold 2 that lived in a town. I will never do that again, ever. That was the biggest mistake that I ever made, and that was my fault. They were great people. I'm not saying anything bad against them. But I will never sell a Great Pyrenees to anybody that lives in a town. I'm sorry, I just won't, and I suggest nobody else do it. These dogs need space to roam. It's kind of important. Me, I fence my property in, or at least a good portion of my property in to keep my dogs in. I do have a YouTube video on how to fence for a Great Pyrenees. I've had a lot of good comments about it, and a lot of people have tried it, and they've had 100% success to keep their new dogs in. So check it out if you like. I'll put the in screen at the end of this video to the link to that video. So yeah, I mean, those are some of the things. I mean, I'm sure I've missed a lot. I didn't really write down a bunch of stuff. Just I did a quick jot down of some of the things that I think were the most important things to do. Now, one other thing that I think I missed was that you need to introduce the male to your female. You can't just bring your female to the dog, or the male to the female, and expect them to mate right away. If they don't get along, they're not going to mate. If they're fighting constantly, or they just won't mate, or it's going to be, somebody's going to get hurt. So the best thing to do is introduce them to each other. If you like the video, hit that like button, and smash that bell icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And subscribe. And thanks for watching.